Welcome back to the garage, everyone. This is the next project, and you'll probably remember this from I don't know, a few months back. I picked this up as a parts bike in a trade, and I think now I'm going to actually try to rebuild this thing. It's in rough shape. It needs a lot. Here's an engine that I got with it, one of the engines I got with it, and this is the engine that I've chosen to attempt to get going to stick in this frame, and this is the most complete one out of the pair I got, so that's why I'm going with this one. It's in rough shape. It just looks like crap. The wheels don't match. It does have IPT SS wheels in the front, which are nice wheels, but there you got some serious rock damage on them. They hold air. The tires aren't the greatest. The rear has street tires on it, and I don't know what the wheels are. I don't know if those are factory wheels or not, but they're pretty banged up. The tires still have the little nipples on them, so tires are not that old. I would say they're probably fairly new. And so this is it. This is what we're going to do. It needs a lot of work, and we're going to get going on it. So I'll show you guys what I was working on today. I was working on this. I didn't video it. I replaced the front calipers. This is my my yard ATV. I plow the driveway and do yard work with it. Got a dump trailer that I hook up to it. I actually blew this caliper out plowing last winter, so I've been using it ever since that blew out with no front brakes. So I repaired them. I bought these calipers. These are what they call loaded calipers. They came with pads. They came with everything. Even the mounts. All I had to do was just unbolt the old ones, bolt these in, and bleed them. That was it. It came with all the hardware and everything. And they're only, honestly, they're only 35 bucks, which is a steal. So I popped them on. The discs, brake disc on this side is pretty smoked. I mean, it is really worn down. There's a huge step right here. I don't care. It's just for yard work. Now I can stop with front brakes. Let me show you the calipers I took off. I mean, look at that. This is the brake pad right here. The piston went right through it, and you can see the piston's worn at an angle, and it was leaking fluid out. This side's okay. This is actually reusable, but the pad are gone. This one's reusable. This one's junk. I'm actually going to hang on to both of these, and the reason why I do it is because there's still hardware on here that I can use in the future if I do get another Yamaha Grizzly. I don't know, sometimes a lot of these calipers and brake parts are interchangeable on different years and makes, so I'll hang on to this stuff. I'll put them in the box and I'll throw them down in storage, and this could be some hardware on here that's usable. So that's what I'm doing there. I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to throw the wheels on it, get it off the lift, take it for a ride, make sure everything's okay, and then we're going to throw this on the lift, and once I get on the lift, we'll come back. Alright guys, this is the motor that I was going to work on. I figured I would, I'm going to take the side cover off because I have the oil mod done on a side cover that I have in storage, and I'm going to want it in this. So this was the motor I was going to do, but I'm looking, I took the side cover off, and immediately I noticed this isn't right. And it don't look like there's much clutch material between those two plates, and there isn't enough space fitted to be a friction plate in there. So wow, when I see stuff like this, I can't take for granted that this motor's good. This motor's gonna have to be torn down and gone through. So there's that issue. And then as I'm looking over here at the frame, you know, we got really bad A-arms on the bottom. I don't know if you can see this. It's all kinds of play in here. Somebody went spray paint crazy on the shocks. They look terrible. Something is going on here with the back shock. I don't know what that piece of metal thing is in there with that hook on it. I have no idea. I don't know what that is, but I gotta find out. The swing arm here is really chewed up, as you can see from the chain. I don't know if that's any good. So you know, I'm just looking this thing over. The brakes, something is wrong with the brakes. Rear brake, it's not, this is the wrong mount, it's the wrong caliper. I don't know, something's not right here. So I gotta pick, obviously I'm gonna have to pick up a caliper. I mean, this thing just needs everything. I didn't have a tank for it. I bought a tank. I bought exhaust for it because it didn't have exhaust. So yeah, you know, there's no key for the ignition, and somebody hardwired it in, so that's not good. And the steering stem isn't right for it. I mean, it's okay. It's not loose or anything, but it's the wrong one. It came out of a newer YFZ. Yeah, so it's pretty much a nightmare. I think what I'm gonna do first on this frame here is I'm gonna remove the pegs, and then I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the motor mounts off, and I'm gonna get some paint stripper, and I'm gonna try to strip this black that's on the silver, and then I'm gonna repaint it silver, and I'm gonna touch up all the areas on the frame that need touching up, and I'm gonna do some cleaning and stuff, and any of the areas that are exposed that won't be covered by plastic. This here, I think I'm just gonna leave black. I'm not gonna touch it. But the rest of the frame, like this stuff here, I'll hit with sandpaper, and then I'll spray it with some silver paint to make it look good. So I will probably pop this off so I don't get any overspray on it, and remove the pegs. So I'm gonna do that, and put the paint stripper on here, and then I'll come back once I clean it all up. All right, guys, I just adjusted the steering. I mean, this wheel right here, I had to adjust the steering linkage about 1/4 of an inch to get this wheel straight, way off. The handlebars were probably cocked maybe, I don't know, 20 degrees to drive this thing straight. It was ridiculously off. This one here wasn't too bad. It's about 1/8 of an inch off, which is still a lot. But as you can see now, I got it pretty close. I got it close enough so that we could drive it and not have it wander all over the place. What I'm gonna do now is, it's probably gonna need more fine tuning later, but for now, it's in the ballpark, and it gives me an idea of how the suspension is now. Now that I don't have one tire taking a right turn and the other tire taking a left turn. I'm gonna pull the shocks off right now, and I'm gonna attempt to clean them up, try to get some of this black off of here because they look terrible. The springs, unfortunately, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on. I'll probably grab a set of shock protectors off of my wife's Raptor. I'll probably pull the fronts off of this and throw them on this, and then I'll just buy her new ones rather than putting new ones on the bike that I'm going to sell. Those are in good shape, they're just a little dirty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these off now, and I'm going to wire wheel this and try to get them clean. I'm not going to record it, it's just a couple of bolts on each one. They come right out pretty easy. I do have a jack under here to support the front end, because once you take the shocks out, it drops down. I'm going to do that now. I'll show you guys the process of getting paint off of these things. So I put the stripper on there, and it seems to be doing a pretty good job. It's going to take me a little while longer to get all the paint off, and then I'll wire wheel it, and it'll look good. But that's the process. Let's go take a look at the motor. All right, well, I got the motor on the bench here, and as I move the clutch, I mean, it's real gritty. I don't know if the bearings are gone. Something's not right in there, and there's an awful lot of play. There shouldn't be that much play. I should only be able to move it maybe 1/8 of an inch before the rod hits the top of the cover of the clutch. And I got probably a 1/4 turn here, 90 degrees, and that's no good. And I can feel it hitting. I noticed it's missing a steel separator plate here, a friction plate. I noticed it's missing. That would actually make it shorter to throw here because the clutch would be smaller. So I'm thinking that the ball bearing's not in there. It should have stuck on there like that. That actually looks really good. And you can see right there, see that little dent? That's for the ball bearing. I bet you there's no ball bearing in there. Let me grab my magnet. Let's see if there's a ball bearing. There is a ball bearing. How about that? I don't know why there's so much play in that clutch. Let's pull the rod out. See what the rod looks like. And the rod looks alright. Don't see any issues with that. That looks okay. Clutch though, man, I don't know. Pull it out and see what we got. Wow. And look at this. They put that. Ay. They put the little half disc in. You can see the difference between the two discs. Let me grab the disc. All stuck together. This is a regular disc, and that's a half disc. They had the half disc in there, but they don't have the wave washer in there to make up for it. So this thing must have really slipped. That don't make much sense at all. All right. Well, let's take a look at this guy here. I want to see why this is so crunchy. Flip is what holds it in. Man, that thing is in there good. Ooh. There it is. It don't look too bad. Yeah, that's not that good a shape. Let's pop the seal. Or shall we say, lack of. There we go. That's no good. Well, I think I see the problemo. I don't think this motor's any good. I think the cases are bad. Let's pull this off. I think I see the problem. I think this thing threw a chain and got pooied. Alright, she threw a chain and broke the case right there. Let me show you guys. Right here. You can see it was welded. And you can see a crack down in there where it was welded. And that bearing right there is granola crunchy. So I'm not really sure if we should use this or not, because that's leaking like a sieve. And it is never going to seal properly. So unfortunately, I don't think this engine's going to do it for us. Well, this really is a bummer, because I wanted to just freshen this thing up, slap it in the frame, and then sell the bike. But clearly, you can see how, I don't know if I got a pointer of some kind here. You can see like right there, it doesn't blend right. It's always going to leak, no matter what. And the bearing is stretched out. That's why it doesn't move freely. This case half is pretty much no good. So I have this case half right here. This area is fine. You guys remember correctly. I don't know if you remember at all. We got a blowout there, but it doesn't seem to affect this side. So the only thing that's busted on this is, no, it's not staying up. It's this piece right here. And I'm pretty sure that if I cut that out of the other one, I might be able to have it welded on here. Have a piece welded on here. I think I'll be all right, as long as they don't touch that gasket surface there. I think I'll be all right. So I think I could probably save that motor by using this case half. It's a big if. We'll have to see. More to come on that. But in the meantime, I still have this motor. And this motor here seems to be okay. There's no It did throw a chain at one time, but it's no damage. So I think it's okay. I think we'll just take we'll take everything from this side that this side of the motor's missing off of that one up there. Where is it? That one up there. Put it on this one, and I think we could be able to slap a motor together and put it in there. This piston looks pretty good. It's not really any gouges or any wear in it. I'll just replace the rings. I have a good cylinder. Like I say, I'll just slap a white hole in it so the rings will seat. The crank feels good. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think this is the motor we're going to use. Shocks are all cleaned up. I think they look much better. They don't look anywhere near as bad as they did before. And it cost $0. I put paint stripper on them, and then I hit them with a wire wheel, and then I hit them with a Scotch-Brite pad. And that's pretty much it. They look fine now. I will put the shock socks on here so that they look good, but much better, big improvement. All right, now I need to figure out what that thing is in there. It looks like a piece of metal or something. I don't know. Maybe it ran something over and it got wedged in there. I'm gonna pull the top mount off the shock and then pull the shock back and see if I can get that piece of metal out. Oh, before I do that, I painted the frame. I don't know if you guys noticed that. It looks pretty good, huh? Looks like brand new. I put paint stripper on it to get all that heavy, you know what it was? It was that rubberized paint is what somebody painted this with, and it's really hard to get off. But I got it all off, and then I hit it with a coat of paint, and it looks good. Unfortunately, I ran out of paint. I still got to paint the front. I grabbed a can of paint, and it's the wrong sheet, so I got to go get another can. But anyway, I also put the oil tank back in, cleaned it all up, and put it back in. Looks good. All right, let me pull that bolt out. Wow. I really have no idea what that is. I don't know. Is it a part of that frame? I don't think so. That's some heavy duty stuff right there. Huh. Weird. I don't know. Comment below if you guys think this came from this bike or not. I don't think it did. Anyway. The shit you find. I've done a little bit of cleaning on here. We're gonna have to take the stator off, and I'll tell you why. Because the stator only has 2 wires on it, and what you can see here, it's a 4-wire stator. And if you look at the other motor, you can see there's 2 plugs and there's 4 wires. So I don't know what's going on with this. Somehow a set of wires got broken off. I don't know. I gotta use that stator. This one's coming off. All right, let's keep pulling. And it looks to me like this stator was already off because none of this stuff is tight. Well, isn't that something? We're missing the flywheel. Oh, just keeps getting better. It's a good thing I pulled that off. All right, I'll have to take it out of that motor. All right, guys, there's something down inside this engine, and I'm not really sure what it is. So let's see if we can get it. Huh. What do you guys think that thing is? Huh. Don't really know. I don't think I've ever seen it before. Don't know what that is. Hey, comment below if you do, because I don't. I got everything all cleaned up now. I stoned all the gasket surfaces here, here, and spin it around real quick. And this entire surface here has been stoned. So what I'm going to do now, I took the rings off. I think I'm going to reuse the piston. The piston looks pretty good. I don't see any scoring on it at all. I think the piston's fine. I'm definitely going to put new rings on. I'm not going to use those rings. So I think this is ready to slap it to the frame. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to prep the frame, and I think we're going to slap this in and bolt it all up, because I can put everything else on this while it's in the frame. It won't interfere with anything. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to come back here, and then I'm going to slowly strip this motor down to get all the parts that I need for this motor. But there's just too much on the bench right now for me to do a swap over right here. And I just think it'll be a lot easier if I throw the frame in the bike. Plus, the motor's really light right now, and it'll be a lot easier to put in now. So I'm going to do that. Let's pull the flywheel. I already took the stator off. I did that off camera. You guys saw me take the other one off, so you didn't need to see me do it twice. This is just on here to protect the threads on the crank. I don't know if the crank's any good, but let's not damage it if we don't have to. And it should only take one hit with this to pop it off. Oh. There we go. She's off. That's a little bit tight. Let's reverse it a little bit. You really need to buy this tool if you're going to be doing flywheels, timing chains, anything. Makes life easy. The unfortunate thing is you need a bunch of them because every bike seems to have a different size. That looks good. Put that over there. All this stuff needs to be cleaned up. I want to get the key out. I always put the key on the magnet so I don't lose it. That out. And I think that's it. Don't know if this timing chain's kinked. You can see it. It doesn't fall. Normally, if it's falling in half moons, this timing chain is no good. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna clean the cover up on the outside, get it all prepared. I'm going to install this other stuff. I'll probably do that on camera. So let me clean this up, and then we'll get ready to install. Let's put some of this back together. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna end the video here. That's all cleaned up. I stoned the gasket surface. It's all clean. It's all ready to go. looks really good. Everything's all cleaned up. Got the flywheel on, starter drive, timing chain, timing chain guide, pistons in. I got order rings. Pins are in for here. All I gotta do is put the gasket on. The motor's all tight, swing arm's tight, oil tank's in. I noticed up here, we got an issue with, it's frayed, so it needs a clutch cable. The shocks, front shocks are all cleaned up. They look good. They're just in there loose right now. I didn't tighten them because I'm gonna take them back out when I paint this. I still need to get a key for it. This side here is all ready to go. It's all cleaned up, all ready to go. Oil lines in. We're in good shape. These are all the parts that I pulled out. These are going to be extra parts, spares, so to speak. The sun's really coming in the garage door right now. I grabbed the cable from my spare parts. This is the closest one I can find, but it's not the right one, so I have to buy one. When I pulled this out, the end of it's pretty chewed up. It's not going to hold the shifter tight, so I need to get a new shift shaft. I have one in the other motor in the basement. I'll go and pull it out of there when I get a chance. Let's see, what else do I need? Those are the rest of the stuff in there. It's just spare parts. I'm going to use the side case cover that I did the oil mod on. That's going to go on this bike here. Let's see, what else? The clutch is out. The clutch has seen better days. I have a clutch left over from the YFZ450 I didn't use. I don't know if all 450 clutches are the same or not. I'll open it up and see. If not, I got the clutch pack from a 426 Yamaha. From what I understand, the 450s and the 426 use the same stuff. We'll see. So that's where we're at right now. This motor here is, I guess, gonna be relegated to parts because of this situation right here. I don't even know if this thing's worth pulling apart and doing anything with, but we'll stick it on ice after I get everything I need off it, and we'll deal with it another time. Maybe I'll pick up another Yamaha that's blown up and needs parts, because I still have the other lower end as well. So they'll have two lower ends that need cases. So I don't. I mean, I actually could probably fix one case and then make a set, but who knows. So that's where we're at. Part 2 should be coming up very shortly. So if you liked it, subscribe. Make sure you watch this part 2, part 3, and hopefully there's not a part 4, but we'll see. But I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank everybody who's subscribed. If you're not subscribed, please do it. Leave comments. Comments are great. I love helping out if I can. I like answering questions for people. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more videos, and I'll see you in the next one.